Remember when I said that this game was a little bit silly? Well, here's a little bit of a bullshit part coming up.
Be careful. You absolutely must not use weapons in that area.
I've already programmed the nanomachine so that he won't be able to, Colonel.
What? What are you talking about?
So now in this area we can't shoot anything whatsoever. Not that it matters to me because I'm not shooting anything, but I just find it a little bit bullshit that you're just able to program someone not to be able to shoot things. So there's a nice little blur in the line when it comes to making a video game experience with, well, realism I guess. But now that we can't shoot anyone, not that we care, we're just going to sneak around. Now, one of the things you got to be careful about is a surveillance camera right on the side here. This is probably the best route to take when it comes to sneaking into this area. Sometimes you can go to the actual path on the left of the room, but usually there's a guy there and usually it takes too long to go around, so I take this way. There's only one guy who I'm looking at right now. He's probably the only problem that we have. As well as a surveillance camera there. This room isn't that hard, so you don't have to worry about shooting anything anyway. Not that we can. Because, obviously, they won't let us. But, again, another surveillance camera that's angled the wrong way. Have a look around and just make a run for it. And if you've noticed, every single time I actually go to an elevator, you see the camera go a little bit funny. That's just me pressing the wrong button each time. So if you've been looking through all my other videos and been seeing that, yeah, that's just me not getting used to the actual control scheme. Usually the button for action is triangle, or the very top button on the Xbox controller. But for this one, that's actually first person view, so I keep pressing the wrong button each time, but not that it matters anyway. And I'm not expecting to put any seizure warnings on the thing, so just had a look at basement floor 2, realised that we can't get through there, or we can, but we just need to pick up one particular item before we do. So here we go. Check it out, this guy. The only reason why I knocked him out, or pretty much killed him, is because I want some more items. But one of the things I've actually noticed about the chokehold is that he chokes him so hard that his elbow goes through the neck, so it's a pretty powerful chokehold, I should say. Now, one of the reasons I actually have a lot of problems here, usually it's fucked up my perfect runs a few times, but going through that door is a bit of luck. Sometimes you actually go through that door and there'll be that guy looking directly at you, and there is no way of actually, or not to my knowledge, actually getting through there with knowing, so I sort of had to be lucky in regards to it. And I was lucky this time. So here we picked up our Nikita missiles, remote controlled missiles that we can use for the basement floor that we were on before. Again, more control problems. And one of the other things I've noticed that I've recorded these videos is that for some reason the door glitches out. When I've been playing these games for the footage, that wasn't present, but now it's more prevalent when I record, so I don't know what's going on with that. But here we go. The floor is electrified and the room is gassed up, so that is pretty intense security. Again, the architect of the security system is having a bit of a field day when it comes to, well, going a little bit overboard in some cases, but just missing on vital things, like, I don't know, being able to go in and out all the time. That's one of the things I like to be when it comes to going to work every day, getting places, but it just makes things a little bit more difficult. And here we have Deep Throat again, calling up, telling us some advice to get through the actual electrified floor. So what you gotta do is use your remote control missiles and blow up the wall, which you have actually seen via the astral projection, I guess. So here you can see that having a bit of a hard time again with the actual missiles. That's just because of the controls, the D-pad. It's not so great. But here you see me taking probably the better route I could think of. Going under the security cameras, they can shoot it down. And the longer the actual missile goes straight, the faster it goes. So that's why you have that burst once in a while. Thank God these electrified floors aren't going to turn on anytime soon. It's not like they're going to make another game for this anyhow, where we revisit these places. Just to, I don't know, kill a big monster thing. I don't know, I'm just making things up. Or am I? But here we go. You can always check out these rooms right here. Some of these rooms are locked because we don't have the proper card key, which we probably have to backtrack for. Usually they just have some nice goodies here and there. And make sure you try to throw your chaff grenades around because there's a lot of drone guns. And for some reason the drone guns get absolutely berserk when they get chaff grenades. If only that existed in GoldenEye, but I can't always wish for everything. And here we go.
It looks like they were cut by some type of
Pretty good
blade.
observation. So again, we just go down a corridor full of people because that seems like to be the greatest idea possible. You know, Silent Hill, Trail of Blood always lets you to the next area, I guess. And for some reason that logic works. Of course, Snake just feels like following a whole trail of dead people cut up by blades. And if you want to know that Metal Gear was actually developed by a Japanese developer, I could say. You know, having a giant robot isn't enough to be Japanese. They just need a ninja as well. And I just wanted to add this this cutscene as well because you see one of our other main characters, Ocelot. Sorry, not Ocelot. Otacon just pissing himself. And if you actually play Metal Gear Solid 4, you actually revisit this area and you can still see the actual carpet still stained from this. So it's just a nice thing I like to add. But here we go, we get to our next boss fight, which was that ninja that we saw before. Now usually we can't shoot him with normal weapons, he just blocks everything. So one of the things you gotta do is just provoke him, just punch the shit out of him, so that he gets rid of his sword. Now the reason why I used chaff grenades, that was just pretty much me experimenting a little bit. I just wanted to know if you can actually influence his ability to move with the chaff grenades. But this boss fight, I've been saying that all these boss fights are pretty tricky, even though it looks like I'm doing them pretty easy. This boss fight has given me nightmares. You can see this run right now. It looks like I do everything really easy. I'm just beating the absolute crap out of him. And not having a care in the world. But in actual fact, I probably spent a whole day recording this boss fight. It's not so the fact that you know his patterns and everything, but it's just the fact that you have to sort of predict the way he moves. Like, as you saw there, he kicks you and takes up a crap load of health. You actually have to be as close to him as possible if you want to hit him. Otherwise, if you give him a bit too long time, he will actually pretty much distance advantage of you just to get a knock in. And again, you saw how much that took off, how much health. And I'm already nearly dead. So when you think about it, my next boss fight, which is coming up very, very soon, that's going to be another nightmare. I love it how he goes, catch me if I can, and then the camera just points directly to him. So he's not exactly doing this whole ninja business very well. And one of the other techniques I found, or hints, is pretty much I wait right here so I can see where he could land. If you actually let him stay hidden for a while, he'll just come out and just pretty much just kick you from absolute nowhere. You don't get enough time to react, so you have to make sure that you know where you're going. And here's the sadistic ninja telling me that he really wants to be pained. Now, another thing I actually found out was that you can actually see him with thermal goggles. Obviously you can always see him right now, you can still see him right now, but sometimes he actually goes invisible. That's more prevalent in extreme mode. Hurt me more please. Especially around this time, he always teleports around, and that punch, no matter how much you have, is pretty much one hit kill, so you don't want to get hit by that. But using the thermal goggles helps considerably when it comes to actually seeing him and knowing where he is, so it looks like I'm actually doing this very easy. And this part is easier, it's just usually just the first 50% of his health. That's where it hurts a lot.
The feel of battle, the clashing of bone and sinew.
Give him a nice punch in the back. Nice and classy.
Good snake.
And there's this part. This part wasn't in Twin Snakes, so sometimes I totally forget about it. But you can actually die pretty easy if you don't know what you're doing. So you can see me being a little bit careful, using first person view first to make sure I get a shot in. But make sure you do not get close to him at all. Again, pretty much got no health, so it's one hit kill anyway. And here's a badly rendered PlayStation, by the way, if you need to know another bit of a Easter egg. Not to mention the Police Noughts poster in the background, another Kojima game.
Gray Fox, Colonel.
Which wasn't released outside of Japan. We just got stuck with Snatcher, which itself is actually a pretty lengthy and pretty epic game, I could say.
No, I'm not. I always work alone.
Alone?
Oh, goddamn otakus.
Taku too?
Come on.
Yes, this
get
game
out.
actually asked me if I'm an
Can't
otaku.
stay here forever.
So, yeah, gotta love, maybe when developing this game they just wanted to know the fan base.
Uniform is different
You know,
from theirs.
when it comes to
You're the
things,
Metal Gear chief
big giant
engineer.
robots,
Hell,
you gotta be an
everyone was.
otaku to actually play this
I
game.
want to ask you
And to actually know what an otaku
something. I
is.
need information about Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Huh? Metal Gear?
And this is just a lengthy conversation when it comes to the actual specs of
some
Metal
of the
Gear, saying that it's actually a stealth warhead launcher. It uses a railgun, so he just pretty much shoots nuclear warheads so that he can't be seen by radar, which can pretty much cause World War III or something like that, something silly like that. It's something to do with nuclear deterrence, but that should be another video. Thanks guys for watching.
Einstein said that only
We'll just
a
leave
life
you
lived for
with
others
more
is worth
Mei Ling
living.
monologue, I
That's
could
why
say.
entered MIT instead of Princeton or Vassar like my
Like
friends.
seriously,
I
you
wanted
just
to
want to
apply
call up and
physics,
just
not
save the
just
game,
a
but she just has to keep
theoretical
blabbering on.
I wanted to make things for people. The solar
In that
tornado
really bad
system or the
Chinese
Kodak
accent.
system. I just wanted to make something that would be useful for people. I think that it was the same for
To be
Dr.
honest, I've
Edwards.
never heard a Chinese girl
But
talk like this
it was
before.
Used like a tool, used to make a horrible killing machine. Maybe it would be better if engineers like us just stopped making things. I don't know.